Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. I don't know why everybody who's talking about this game has a problem saying that title. It's literally not that hard, so get it together, guys, and stop being jerks. Alright. Today we're going to be talking about things that are regarding Miles Spider-Man Miles Morales and the launch trailer. Today we got the launch trailer, and guys, we are so close to literally playing this game. It's like literally a few days away. Everyone who doesn't have the opportunity to play a PS5, hey, guess what? You can still play it on your PS4. So everybody can literally experience this whole thing, this whole journey, this whole story with Miles, and continuing the Spider-Man franchise on, basically in gaming. What's really cool is that today we get the launch trailer. So this is literally the final trailer that we're going to get. And I'm extremely excited. There's a couple things I do want to talk about. First off, the trailer just looks freaking amazing. There is a lot of heartfelt things that's in there, a lot of crazy action, so it looks like that's basically the mixture of the whole story, and it's going to be amazing. So first off, I want to talk about Miles not believing in himself. He's not really ready to be Spider-Man just yet. He feels like he's not ready to do this on his own, and Peter basically tells him like, hey, you can do it, and you have to promise me that you're going to protect the city. And he basically takes the oath as Spider-Man and saying, hey, I promise to do everything I can to protect New York City. And it's just really great to see like him and Peter conversating. And I'm not gonna lie, Ben Jordan's face model is actually growing on me within this, just seeing it in motion. And the pictures were not the pictures were not cool, but seeing it in motion in this aspect is really great. Even from the remastered PS5, I don't think it looked great, maybe because I'm just used to seeing Bubniak being Peter, but just seeing him in this just makes him really stand out, and looks like it's going to be a little bit better. I can get used to it. Maybe not for other people, but I know I can. Yeah, so then after that we get some, shots of Miles in Harlem, and then after that we see him talking to Gank, and Gank is like, what is like this? It's cool, like you're Spider-Man. My friend is Spider-Man. It's really cool to see him, still be amazed and not used to him being Spider-Man. And we see Miles and his mother Rio, exchange a hug, and you start to see the friendship that they have within each other. Then you see Roxanne, which is going to be a secondary threat, because you still have the underground and just regular. Oh, well, there's actually three kind of threats, but each one of them is probably not less. One is more or less important than the other one. You have Roxanne, the underground, and then the least important possibly is random thugs that just are around New York City. And then after that, surprisingly, we see Simon Krieger from Roxanne, and he actually applauds Peter and Miles of like taking down the Rhino. He's just like, guys, oh my gosh, you guys are so great. You can kind of tell that undertone from him that he's going to be a pain in the butt within this story. So it's really cool to see that early on, instead of just like out of nowhere, he's just like, yep, I'm Simon Krieger, I'm the president of Roxanne, and I'm here to stop you guys. No, but it's really cool to see that early on within the game. And then after that, we see a shot of freaking Prowler, Aaron Davis, which is really cool. And here's the thing: I saw a lot of people have a lot of issues with them announcing already that he's in it. But I mean, did you really want a surprise factor in that? Did you really want to be surprised on that? I don't know. Me personally, I hate surprises like that. I know he's going to be in the game. It's a big part of Miles' story, and we knew that he was a Prowler. We all know that. What's important is that how is Miles going to find out? We as an audience already know, but we want to know how Miles will know. I take it more value in those things, which is really great to see that. I think in one frame, it seems like they both have their mask off, so they know that they're, one's a Prowler, one's Spider-Man, so at least like they know their true identities, and those have been exposed. So I guess they do know each other, but we'll just have to see how this story plays out. We see a couple shots of Rio and her, doing her, her rally, and then the underground basically intrudes on that rally. And then, Genki's like, yo, Miles, they need you. They need Spider-Man. uh, and he basically, that's where we saw the second trailer for Miles Morales take place, where it was on the bridge, and we see a couple shots of that. Miles tries to stop the Tinkerer, and then we see this shot of just Miles tied up in, I guess, in a Roxxon facility, and Simon Krieger's just like, I'm disappointed in you, bud. And it just seems like he is going to be the main thorn in somebody's back, and that back is going to be Miles' back. So it's really cool to see that Simon Krieger's like, you know, kind of like a menacing guy, but he's not really like that extra, like out there. He's just gonna be that, he's gonna be a jerk. He's gonna be a jerk. Then we see, you know, Miles take on the Rhino, that scene again, Roxxon, and then the Tinkerer says, you know, hey, you think you can take down, you know, the Roxxon and the underground, and you can't. Now, we don't know if that's officially saying him like on the opposing side, like he's on their side and saying, you think you can take us down, you can't, or he's saying like, you can't take them down alone, I'm gonna help you. We don't really know how that's gonna sound, or even if he's just like, yo, you just can't take him down, as like an uncle. So we don't know how that line is going to be delivered, because the trailer doesn't really give us too much, and that's okay if they don't. You know, that's for us to find out in the game. So it's really going to be cool to see how this relationship between Miles and his uncle, not just as family, but just as, you know, these super powered beings, you know, how do they handle that, and what's their relationship in terms of that. So that's really cool to see. Then we hear, you know, Rio talking to Miles saying, hey, our family does not give up. And that might be a point where Miles is saying like, I just feel discouraged, or he might just be like, hey, Harlem is not for me, can we just move back, and I don't want to do this. And, you know, she can be saying it to him, you know, don't give up, you know, our family does not give up. And he might take that as another way, as like, yo, wait, I feel like I've been giving up as Spider-Man, you know, I can't give up being Spider-Man. Our family doesn't give up, Spider-Man doesn't give up. So, you know, that's what I would assume that's what's going on. And then my favorite line from this trailer was when Genki said, you always, when you say Spider-Man, you're talking about the other Spider-Man. And he's like, you're Spider-Man. And that is so powerful, you know. Miles has looked up, he has been a fanboy of Spider-Man since the first Spider-Man that we saw. You know, when we first got revealed in the trailer, Genki actually said, hey, fanboy, and he, you know, showed Miles, and he's been a fan of Spider-Man. He's looked up to Spider-Man, and now that he knows his identity, he looks up to Peter, he looks up to, you know, Spider-Man himself, he looks up to him. But Miles is gonna have to realize that he is Spider-Man now. He has to be that person. He doesn't have to look up to somebody all the time. He can make his own Spider-Man. And I think that's basically what the main theme of this story is going to be. And I'm really excited to see that. As a person of color, I'm excited to see, once again, a person of color be Spider-Man. And I can put my own self in that situation. And it's really cool to see that, to be inclusive. And then, you know, we see some regular shots, and then there's one shot where Miles is diving, and I guess he's like, you know, adjusting his mask, and he's actually like maybe like bringing up something on the hood of his mask, and seeing something while diving down. So that's a really cool action shot. I don't know what's going on, but I'm really excited to see what's going on in there. And then we get to see freaking Rhino in like this Roxxon armored suit. It's like freaking cool. Like I literally, my eyes widened when I saw that, and it just looks so nice. It looks so nice. I love to see Rhino in that, and I love to see that Rhino is not going to just be in the beginning of the game. He might be in the middle or the end of the game, and I love that. That's really cool to see. And then we get to see, you know, Miles take down a couple guys with the Mega Venom Blast, which is really cool to see. And then we also see this blue electrical charge surge through the city, and I believe I think it's actually Miles and his mom. Was it his mom? Wait, I'm trying to see. Miles, okay, it looks like his Miles as Spider-Man, his mom, and Genki. That's what it looks like right here. But it's like a blue charge that goes throughout the whole block of this street. and I don't know what that is. It might be the new form reacting, like exploding. But yeah, I have no idea what that's going to be. But I'm really excited to see what that whole scene is going to be. And then we see Miles with no mask falling down, and then he shoots his web, which is another action scene that I would love to see. And then that's the end of the launch trailer. And of course, the launch trailer ends with Spider-Cat taking down an enemy along with Miles, so it's really cool to see that. You can never disagree with that. But overall, this launch trailer, man, it just gets me more hype. I know a lot of people start to see this and they're like, oh my gosh, like this game, it just spoils the whole game. It's only about like 8 to 12 hours. So shut up. Like, listen, I don't care if I know the story, because there's little details that I would love to figure out. Like, maybe the big plots are out there, but these little details that I find very interesting are still hidden, and that's why I'm going into the game not really, knowing anything. So it's really cool. And then again, you got to think about it. This is Insomniac. Insomniac does not keep with the same storyline, so they might change up a few things. Like, we've all thought that Mr. Negative was the main villain in Spider-Man PS4, but it ended up being Doc Ock, and we didn't know that. So, this can completely turn around. Tinkerer may not be the main villain, or hey, they might surprise us and say, hey, yeah, Tinkerer is the main villain, but there's also side characters, side villains that are in effect in this one too. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. It's going to be a thrill to play coming up in a few days. And whether you're on PS5 or PS4, I just want you guys to hopefully have the greatest time and enjoy it. This is going to be something amazing to look at, whether you're doing it graphically wise or story wise. It's going to be an amazing experience to go through, especially if you're like a hardcore Spider-Man fan like me. It does not matter to you. You will have a fun time, and that's the same thing that happened with me in Spider-Man PS4. I was excited, but I was a little skeptical on a few things, but I went in and had a great time, and that was my game of the year, personally. But yeah, so that's a launch trailer. I loved every bit of it. There were a few things where I was kind of questionable, but after watching it like a couple of times, I realized what it really was. So I'm interested to see those things play out in the full story. So yeah, another thing I do want to talk about, they just announced that save files will transfer over and from the PS4 version of Spider-Man and then into the remastered, which, if you remember, a long time ago they said that it wasn't. This was not going to transfer over, and this is coming from a source from GameSpot. Now, I don't know how trustworthy GameSpot is. I mean, they are a journalist, a big part of the video game journalism, but I mean, this could be false information or miscommunicated information. But yeah, they said that the save files will transfer over from the PS4 version of Spider-Man into the remastered, and which I kind of didn't want it to happen. I mean, this would have been a new way to experience this game over again in a more graphical, enhanced graphics way, and I was really excited to go through that. But there's always a thing of new game plus, so I can do that too. But I like that there's a choice. You can either play on your I guess I can say 100% file, because I 100%ed Marvel Spider-Man. What? I need to stop. Or you can just basically go through the game all over again and experience ray tracing and all that stuff like that, all the enhancements that they have for the story, for the game, and experience the story again, and those enhanced graphics. So that's good to know, that's good to have. And yeah, anyway guys, I think that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think about the launch trailer and the whole save file situation. Did you like it? Did you like the trailer? Because I loved it. My opinion doesn't matter. And let me know what you guys think about the save files, and if you think it's a great idea, or if that's what you wanted originally, or if you don't want that at all. Just let me know that. Yeah, I had a long day. Just let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Hey guys, if you like this video, why don't you leave a like, and make sure you subscribe and hit that post notification bell so you guys know when I always upload.